Hello and welcome. 2025 was, to put it mildly, a massive year of transformation for the One ecosystem. So today, we're going to dive into their annual review and really break down all the key innovations and strategic moves that made it such a landmark year for them.
You know, the company's own summary here really hits the nail on the head. Unprecedented expansion and innovation. And they weren't just talking about a few small tweaks here and there. Nope, this was a full-on strategic overhaul, all aimed at empowering their global community. So let's see exactly how they pulled it off. All right, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the big picture innovations. Then we'll get into the core pillars, how DealShaker is totally shaking up commerce, how One Academy is changing the game in education, and the real-world impact of One Vita and One Charity. After that, we're going to look under the hood at the tech that makes it all run, and we'll wrap up with a little sneak peek into what's coming in 2026. Okay, first up, a year of innovation. You can think of this section as the foundation. This is all about the strategic groundwork they laid in 2025 that really set the stage for everything else we're about to talk about. So, what was the big idea behind everything they did in 2025? Well, it all boils down to one core mission, just breaking down barriers. It didn't matter if those barriers were geographic or financial. The goal was to open up access to education, to digital commerce, and to wellness for absolutely everyone, everywhere. So let's see how that mission actually played out. We'll start with their first major pillar, commerce. Their e-commerce platform, DealShaker, didn't just grow this year. It was fundamentally redesigned from the ground up to completely change how people buy and sell on a global scale. And this was all driven by two huge upgrades. First, in August, they launched guest checkout, and this was a total game changer. All of a sudden, anyone, not just members, could shop on the platform, and the currency conversion was automatic. Then came DSP Phase 2. Now, DSP is just short for DealShaker Platform, and this phase was so important because it let merchants easily take payments in both traditional money, or fiat, and the ecosystem's digital currency, OS. And the result of all these changes? Well, with that guest checkout feature alone, DealShaker's reach just exploded. It literally became a marketplace with a footprint in over 190 countries. Now that is what borderless commerce really looks like. And you know what? This kind of global success gets noticed. In November, DealShaker Korea brought home two major awards, the Global Luxury Brand Award and the Minister of Trade Award. I mean, that kind of outside validation really confirms that this platform is truly world-class. So just like they broke down borders in commerce, they did the same thing with education. 2025 was a absolutely pivotal year for One Academy as they redesigned it to make learning for this new digital age way more flexible, accessible, and, actually rewarding. The transformation here was, well, it was night and day. The old system had limited access and these really rigid course packs. That's all gone. It's been replaced with a new platform that's available in 10 languages where students can just buy the individual modules they need. And here's a really cool change. Learners now earn Academy OS, which is a kind of digital reward, just for finishing quizzes. That's a brilliant way to incentivize learning. And it wasn't just the platform that got an upgrade, the curriculum did too. Now, blockchain is still a core topic, of course, but look at this expansion. New finance modules, a comprehensive FOREX program. This shows a really smart strategic move. They're broadening their scope to offer really high-value financial literacy to way more people, moving way beyond just their original tech focus. Now, beyond the digital world, the ecosystem is also making a very tangible impact. So let's take a look at how One Vita is growing in the wellness space and how One Charity is really focusing its mission on social good. One Vita had an incredible breakout year, especially in Vietnam, where they sold over 17,000 products. I mean, that really shows you there's a strong market for it. And now they're expanding into all these new international markets, and they won a top 10 popular brand award in Vietnam. That tells you this isn't just some niche product. It has mainstream appeal, and it's gaining some serious traction. And on the community side of things, One Charity really sharpened its mission. The key thing to understand here is the shift to sustainable development. This is a really strategic move away from just providing temporary aid. Instead, they're focused on building up local leadership and creating long-term solutions. It's really about empowerment, not just handouts. So what was the engine behind all this progress? Let's go behind the scenes for a minute and look at the foundational tech upgrades that were the true powerhouse of growth in 2025. The year was just packed with critical upgrades to the infrastructure. First, the new central portal launched. Then, in March, a massive step. They migrated all accounts over to the Polygon network. Now, for those who don't know, this is a huge deal because Polygon is a well-known scaling solution for Ethereum, which basically means faster transactions and lower fees for users. And then finally, in October, the binary tree, which is how they structure accounts in the network, was optimized to better reward the most active people. And the scale of this optimization was just huge. Over 3.6 million active accounts were re-ranked. But here's why that actually matters. The entire system was re-engineered to prioritize and reward engagement. So if you were an active member, this change actually improved your position within the network, which enhances your potential benefits. Pretty smart. So, 2025 was clearly a massive year of building a solid foundation. The big question is, where do they go from here? Let's take a look at how the One ecosystem plans to use all this momentum heading into 2026. The roadmap for 2026 looks pretty ambitious. Full USDT integration. That's going to make transactions even easier since USDT is a widely used stablecoin. DealShaker's DSP Phase 3 will likely give merchants even more tools to work with. And a new e-commerce course from One Academy will create this really powerful synergy with the DealShaker platform. It's so clear they're just focused on building on all the success of 2025. So there you have it. 2025 was all about laying a powerful, interconnected, global foundation. The tech is solid, the platforms are integrated, and the community is growing stronger every day. Which really leaves us with just one big question. With this incredible foundation of growth already in place, what will they build next? The momentum is clearly there, and right now, the possibilities seem wide open. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.